Okay, I'll call to order this District of Clearwater Special Council meeting for Monday, December 19th, 2022 at 5 o'clock. I would like to begin by acknowledging that we are fortunate to be gathering together on the unceded territory of the Tsimshian people who have been caretakers of this land since time immemorial. I don't think there's going to be any late items today, but I'll ask, is there any late items? Not seeing any. Motion to adopt the agenda. So moved by Councillor McKenzie, seconded by Councillor Matheson. All those in favor. Adoption of the minutes. Somebody wish to move and second that? Moved by Councillor Frizzle, seconded by Councillor Bratton. All those in favor. No unfinished business. No 7, 8, 9, or 10. Moving on to item 10.1. This is the Parks Drive Trail budget overage. And does anybody from staff wish to speak to this? Might be okay.
John, would you like me to speak on this or yourself?
You could go ahead. I could supplement as well.
Okay, so just for this report, we're just looking at about 16,000 with potentially just some minor costs that haven't been incurred yet to finish off the Park Drive Raft River project. Primarily that cost was borne by extra line painting, which was put into that particular grant and budget. So having to redo it cost about an extra $16,000. We're just looking to fund that through unrestricted surplus.
Thank you. Anything else from Mr. Thomas or any questions from council on this? Nope. So there is a recommendation that council amends the 2022-2027 5-year financial plan to cover up to $20,000 in cost overruns for the Park Drive project due to an additional line paintings at Dutch Lake Beach to be funded from unrestricted surplus. What is the desire of council? Moved, seconded by Councillor Herring. Further discussion? Straightforward. Everybody's okay with that? Okay, all those in favor? That one passes. Item 10.2, two recommendations, all as one, on renewal of property and litigation insurance. There's a report in there as well. Staff. So MIABC is basically the in-house version. It's funded by the municipalities of British Columbia, so it's basically the ICBC for local governments, but it's quite more efficient, and the government doesn't dip into it or anything like that from time to time. Well, we get a rebate on it actually if things don't happen. There's not a lot of lawsuits and that sort of thing, so the rates are actually exceptionally good. So, any further comments from staff before we make a decision on this? Oh, pretty good.
Yes.
Oh, Mr. Thomas.
The reason we brought this forward is because historically it has been brought forward to council. However, council may want to entertain a motion that it's a given that council would support insurance program for the district on an annual basis, and thereby dispensing the need to bring it forward. Or if council wish, we could continue to bring it forward annually.
Okay, so that's basically the recommendation is to do this as a 5-year rolling option. Is that I'm kind of not reading that way. But basically to put it annually in the 5-year plan as an expense. Is that what I'm getting out of this?
That's not how
this is written.
That's not how this one in particular is written.
Okay.
That this is just for the calendar 2023 year for this renewal. I think that's CIO Thomas is just more thinking long term in terms of not rebringing this every year, simply because it's a
necessary
yes.
expense. So just yeah, okay, yeah, and unlike things like our auditor, which should be reviewed on a regular, contract term basis, this one is pretty much our best and only deal, and it's a good one. So.
Yes. That would be a separate motion that we could come to at another time.
At another time. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I believe Director of Finance did have a comment.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Thanks, Elsa. Yeah, exactly what you were saying. Okay.
Well, I'm glad that staff are in agreement. Okay, so there is the recommendation on the agenda here. What is the wishes of council? Thank you, Councillor
Second it.
Frizzle, seconded by Councillor McKenzie. Further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? 2 out of 3 ain't bad. 2 out of 3 so far. Clearwater River Trail Project. There's a recommendation the council authorizes staff to apply for a grant extension for up to 2 years, and that the staff provide an updated scope and project budget to the Ministry of Tourism. To be further resolved, the council authorizes the use of up to $39,000 from gas tax to cover the projected project budget shortfall. Oh my God. So yourself and I attended this last meeting, so maybe you can speak a little to it if you wish. Councillor Frizzle.
So we need a grant extension because this project was supposed to be completed by March, the end of March of 2023. And of course, that's not possible. So we're looking for a 2-year extension, which we did have a meeting a few weeks ago with a government person, and she was very open to it and was looking for more of this information. What else is on here? And we're looking at changing the scope of the project because we were looking at putting washrooms at the top here at the end of the subdivision, and within discussions we thought maybe the residents there might not be so happy with that. So we're talking about possibly having it here in the field, but we need permissions from the school board, YCS, from us, etc. And also changing, not having the parking with 10 spaces of parking at that spot, just keep what's already there. That's pretty much. And changing the bridges, we were looking at aluminum bridges. There is a cheaper way to go with wooden bridges
That are to rec site and trails standard design, and they're considerably cheaper than, and don't require, because they're pre-designed, pre-approved engineered designs from internally from rec sites and trails. If we went with aluminum bridges, they would have to be certified independently by an engineer as well. So the cost is, I think, over half of what the aluminum bridges is, and the lifespan is pretty much the same.
Yeah, she just said like.
Yeah, as far as usable life, they're not, but it's you get 25 years or you get 25 years and then an engineering assessment and whatever else. But yeah, so we're good for 25 years, which is basically the lifespan of amortizing the cost of the project or whatever, as far as she was concerned. So, and that's from the rec
That's
sites
from the rec
so,
sites and trails representative. Yeah.
Yeah. So she in an effort to make this happen in the allowable time and to get this approved, which has to happen in basically the next few months, simplifying some of the parts of this system will make that happen quicker without having to have delays to do with engineering, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So anything else, Mr. Thomas, to add to that? Oh.
Yes, to add to that, we are asking now for up to, I believe, 39,000 in potential cost overruns. However, because of the change in approach, we anticipate our engineering cost of 57,000 will be substantially lower, but we don't yet know what that final amount will be. So long story short is we anticipate we may not need the full 39, if at all, but we'll provide an update in the new year.
Okay, thank you. Any comments, thoughts? I think at a future date we can do a bit better explanation, maybe in the spring, as to what's going on here. It's a lot came out of the last trails meeting for sure, that and then staff are looking into certain details about things like outbuildings and stuff here. So what the feasibility of that is. So there is a recommendation on the table. What is the desire of council?
Can I just say
Yep.
one thing about, oh, never mind, that's not the recommendation. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, it does. Okay, thank you. Seconder? Thank you, Councillor Matheson. All those in favor? Okay, moving on to item 11, bylaws. Staff wish to talk to this one. The first one is District of Clearwater Reserve Fund bylaw be adopted. This is basically the septage. Okay, cool. And I just gotta find that in my book here. This is the adoption, so. Okay, so somebody wish to move that reserve bylaw? Thank you, seconded by Councilor McKenzie. Bylaw number 277, 2022, a bylaw to amend District of Clearwater Reserve Funds bylaw number 216, 2019, whereas council has adopted the District of Clearwater Reserve Funds bylaw number 216, 2019, and whereas council deems it desirable to amend bylaw number 216 and the desirable changes that the bylaw have been considered. Now, therefore, the Council of the District of Clearwater, an open meeting assembles and acts as follows. This bylaw may be cited as District of Clearwater Funds, Reserve Funds bylaw number 216, 2019, amendment bylaw number 277, 2022. All those in favor? And that is adopted. Thank you. And then the next one is bylaw number 276 to amend the septic disposal regulation and management bylaw number 217 on page 50 something here. This is the other half of that basically. On page 52 of 55 is the actual bylaw. Thank you. Seconder, Councilor McKenzie. Bylaw number 276, 2022, a bylaw to amend bylaw number 217, 2019, a bylaw to regulate and manage septage disposal facilities within the District of Clearwater. Whereas section 137 of the Community Charter provides that the power to adopt a bylaw includes the power to amend or repeal it. And whereas the Council of the District of Clearwater wishes to amend bylaw number 217, 2019, a bylaw to regulate and manage septage disposal facilities within the District of Clearwater. Now, therefore, the Council of the District of Clearwater, an open meeting assembles and acts as follows. This bylaw may be cited as the District of Clearwater Amendment Bylaw number 276, 2022 to amend the septage disposal regulation and management bylaw number 217, 2019. All those in favor? And there is a letter on page 55 to Mayor and Council. They have Canada Community Building Fund, yes. So, and in part of that, in my understanding, was an effort to go that one day we may not be relying on gasoline taxation, and that with the adoption of electric cars, so they might as well start changing the name as to what this funding is, among many other things. They already do. Anyways. So that's just for correspondence to information item, but interesting stuff. There's also a couple more grants, I think, coming down that way. Notice of motion put forward by Councillor Sim, who's not here tonight. But it's proposed that Councillor Sim at the December 6, 2022 regular meeting, that council directs staff to donate $1,000 out of council contingency fund to the Clearwater District Food Bank. And we can pass this today, is my understanding of this. Is that correct, staff? We can, if we have that available. Okay, yeah, okay. So does somebody want to move? Yeah, move that we donate $1,000 to the food bank. Seconder on that? All those in favor? Yay, that passes. Comments from the public. Too cold, too cold. Hold on 1 second. Do we have a question for the public? we have another thing? Let me know if I need to reread something. And we'll take a 5-minute adjournment right now. Hey, thank you. Back from that slight vacation there, adjournment, or sorry, not adjournment, break. And we're going back to item 11.2 to just clarify the wording on this. So there is a motion that the District of Clearwater amendment bylaw number 276, a bylaw to amend 217, 2019. I just said that. Is that not the same thing I just read? Okay. Okay. Okay, so the bylaw is correct. It's just this page wasn't. So but am I still reading this bylaw? Which is bylaw number 276, a bylaw to amend bylaw number 217, 2019, a bylaw to regulate managed septic disposal facilities within Clearwater. That's the correct one. I'm still reading that one. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So the motion though is still the same. Okay.
My understanding is the motion is correct. The only incorrect item is the title page of the document. The bylaw itself is also correct.
Oh, okay. So, well, okay, minor. Okay, but we're still doing again just to be exactly kosher. Okay, so 11.2. Would somebody like to move that one again? Moved by Councillor McKenzie, seconded by Councillor Frizzle, or vice versa. Bylaw number, District Clearwater bylaw number 276, 2022, a bylaw to amend bylaw number 217, 2019, a bylaw to regulate and manage septic disposal facilities within the District of Clearwater. Whereas Section 137 of the Community Charter provides that the power to adopt a bylaw includes the power to amend or repeal it. And whereas the Council of the District of Clearwater wishes to amend bylaw number 217, 2019, a bylaw to regulate and manage septic disposal facilities within the District of Clearwater. Now, therefore, the Council of the District of Clearwater, in open meeting assembled, enacts as follows. This bylaw may be cited as the District of Clearwater Amendment Bylaw number 276, 2022 to amend the septic disposal regulation and management bylaw number 217, 2019. All those in favor? And there is nothing further on the agenda. There is no public has snuck in the meantime. Motion to adjourn. Moved by Councillor Frizzle. Thank you, and we are adjourned. He's probably gone. He could be gone. He's gone.
That's it out. Have a good night. Yes.